House will make amendments over these documents in the House. What will happen after they have submitted and then the amendments in this Honorable House? Will the same lawyers come and they give a response to the amendments that will be made in the floor of this House before we proceed?
That will in itself contradict the law that requires a fair hearing, and it's only accorded one time. So you must have gone through the motion in itself, gathered your evidence, and submitted for responses.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In that case, in that ruling, I also wish that the honorable members also be given the full list of the contents of the response before we proceed.
What has not been attached there are the annexures, because they are voluminous, and I directed we get the first response as we also get the annexures for the purposes of time. Nyaribo, Nyamira.
Thank you, Speaker. When I look at this response, what is most important is the annexures, because once you read, the annexure will prove to you that what is given here is true. The moment we don't have the annexures, then we treat this document as just an hearsay, because an annexure is what proves. So I want to request, Mr. Speaker, that we be given the whole document, such that once you read, once he takes us through his submissions, you can prove with the annexure. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Josiah. We are actually getting the annexures. It's because of the printing issue, but we have 3 complete copies with us here. So the office of the clerk is facilitating every honorable member with a copy of the same. But for the interest of time, as we agreed, we can start with one by one as the process continues. We'll verify, we'll have our time. They can even give submissions as we verify on our own. That's why we need a document for every honorable member.
Mr. Speaker, if I may be allowed to make a contribution.
Sure.
This is a very important issue before this House. And I don't know why we are in a hurry. We need to have the facts. We need to have the documentary evidence, which in this case is being referred to as annexures. So Speaker, we are not in any hurry. We want to request that the whole document is available to the members so that we can move together. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The office of the clerk. We need copies of the same. Sure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also want to add to what my colleagues have said, that this is a total ambush to us as a House, that a document just appeared now, which is not complete. When you read it through, it refers you to an extra, for example, 1A, and it's not there, then you find the information not complete. I want to put it to our friends that this is an honorable cause. It is not like you were ambushed us on the ground last week. You went political to the ground, but when you are in an honorable house, things have to be done right. We are not in any hurry. We are here to listen to you. We are here to hear whatever you did, even on the ground, whether it is in this paper. I'm trying to see whatever submission you are doing, whether it allows. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that the document must be complete before we go to the next level. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
We were supposed to be furnished with this document 24 hours before we started discussing, or before this presented in this house. Now, it is just coming now, we have not gone through. And it's like, it's an ambush because some of the members have not even arrived. And we don't know where some of them are already. We have 3 days to dispense this motion. So we have all the time. I don't see the reason why we are rushing to dispense with this motion. I am not saying any reason why we are hurrying. I requested that we postpone or we adjourn until maybe the afternoon when everything is ready so that we don't get this kind of stress moving up and down. And I'm seeing a situation where the clerk's office is being stressed. These documents were supposed to be presented from the other end. And this is an embarrassment. When we gave them our motion, we gave them ample time to go through. And now they should have given us their response early enough so that we can also go through. Mr. Speaker, I request that we postpone the whole exercise until maybe the afternoon.
Honorable Samuel Ogeto, just clarity from you. Did you get the order paper within 24 hours?
Mr. Speaker, yes.
Did you go through the contents of the order paper?
The contents I went through, except the annexures, one of them. And I'm shocked here at the annexures which are not appearing. I thought they were not there. But now they have come. We feel strong, we must go through. That is my request, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. I want to confirm that every honorable member needs to be furnished with the document. And our standing orders have timelines, honorable members. I want to confirm the day the motion was allowed to step in the floor of the county assembly has 7 days, which lapses today in the morning sitting. Just to clarify before you, the 7-day lapses today at 12:30. We begin our first day in the afternoon sitting. Of the 3 days, we are supposed to dispense of the motion. And tomorrow is not a sitting day, as you are aware. So time is a very key factor in this process. So your speaker is on it. Let's wait for the documents and we will be good to go. Thank you.
I think it's my turn.
So Honorable, where?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. This is a very good exchange. And they're asking for what we should have the same area. But how I wish our other members who are here so that they can go through the document with us. And when it comes to discussing the motion on His Excellency the Governor, then we can make an independent decision based on what the response is. The facts that they're going to represent are the ones we're going to make a decision on. So if they're not here, how are they going to participate and vote? Unless they've already made up their mind how they're going to vote. Some of us are waiting for the response, then we can act. Some are in Helsinki or whatever, but they should be here so that we can.
Honorable members, I will say we restrict ourselves and avoid hearsay. In this sitting, we don't have procedure. We should be here. We should not be here. So let's just carry on. Yes.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, from your response, does it therefore mean that we can't be here or not be here? So if it is the case, then I ask honorable members, maybe you are at the liberty to either leave or be here, if that's the case, Mr. Speaker. Because you responded that it's not stipulated that we be here. I thought it's a morning session of the assembly, and all of us are supposed to be in the session, Mr. Speaker.
The concerns raised are valid, but there is nowhere the law tells me who is supposed to be here, and I'm the guard of the law, so I must correct you appropriately when necessary. Thank you, Honorable
Mr. Speaker, the mic is on my side. If I'm allowed, Mr. Speaker,
allowed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the honorable members in the House are the owners of the motion, Mr. Speaker. And the reason as why we breed in that, our other honorable members to be here, Mr. Speaker, is that when we engage the learned friends, whereby we really very far from the running, as they say, we also felt that they should be here so that they also understand the facts. That's the reason, Mr. Speaker. We have no malice over it.
Thank you.
And Mr.
So
Speaker,
I direct the deputy speaker to the honorable member here.
Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Mr. Speaker, point of correction, Mr. Speaker, as you directed the deputy speaker to bring all the other members, we are, the deputy speaker is not the whip. The whip is
His powers in precedence, when the deputy speaker stands, all the members will see that he gets priority. So instead of the speaker going out, I delegate to the responsibility of the deputy speaker. Honorable Minority Leader, Indoriet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm authorized to associate myself with my colleagues about the supply of copies to us. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, I expected to see my governor here. We haven't seen it for a while, so I thought this would have been the best chance for me to interact with him and probably give a response, a direct response to this. But to my dismay, I'm seeing representatives and with great respect to my honored colleagues who are here. There is something that is coming out clearly this morning. We are 34 honorable members of this House. We served the notice to the governor early enough, but in its wisdom and the collective wisdom of the executive, they've decided to give us only 3 copies of their response. Where does it leave? Where does it leave the 31 members? Are they not entitled to see what is contained in the response? I can tie this to the development. When we are supposed to get development 100%, we only get 3%. What is shown here is not that they have no resources, they have no capacity to make sufficient copies for us. It is the notion they have on everything, including development to our people, the great people of Nyamira. How difficult was it? And I can see my friend, the CC for Finance, who releases money for the copies and all that. How difficult was it, or is it for the county government of Nyamira to make sufficient copies for the honorable members so that we interrogate the responses given by the governor? We are saying this because this is a matter of great concern, not only to us, but to the people who elected us in this house. In fact, our people are eagerly waiting for a word from us on the response given by the governor. What do we tell them? We are seeing the summary given has no annexes, and I'm sure this summary must have been built from annexes. So in the absence of the annexes, we can't really connect whether what is written here marries with the annexes. So I'm just perturbed by the casual way government is handling its matters, not only in this one, but even to development. Why are we here? It's because we have no development has been reflected to the ground the way it was promised. And if they cannot supply us with sufficient copies, how can they supply the great people of Nyamira with development, with roads, with water? With great humility and my learned friend Anthony, probably what advised that sufficient copies are necessary for us to look at it. And it's a hard time. So the meantime, we want to look for a solution to the problems facing our country. It's not that we are here to make noise. No. We want to generate solutions to the problems we have. So I associate myself with all my colleagues that let us be supplying sufficient copies of the response together with our nexus, the way we did to the governor, so that we can also interrogate and see if there's a response given in the summary which does not marry with the annexes. We find it out. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Irong. Honorable Chuma Evans Tunda.
Yes, I have listened to each one of us, and the fact is that the speaker, the governor, or the legal representative was supposed to be the morning Mr. Speaker sir, you informed the House that the governor will be here. But that is not, however, it's not needed for you to be in the House today. But we are ready to listen to the legal representatives of the government. However, Mr. Speaker, you will remember very well that the remover of the motion gave a notice 7 days notice. And now the response has been filed. We are only being given the summary, and we are waiting for the annexures. Okay, this ought to have been done with 24 hours. But if I got you very clearly, Mr. Speaker, you say 7 days are lapsing today